What's up, guys, and welcome back to DRZ. Stop laughing. Stop laughing right now. What's up, guys, and welcome back to DRZ. Why are you laughing already? What's up, guys, and welcome back to DRZ Productions. It's been quite a while since we've been with these two. So, for today's video, we have with us the fabulous. Say more. You don't know your own name?
Carlos.
Say it louder.
Carlos.
What's the full name? All right, and we have over here as well
Dougie.
For today's video, we're going to talk about our rifle setups and why we prefer our rifle setups in Airsoft. Specifically, we're going to go down the list. I'm going to start with Carlos. So, Carlos, what do you like about your current setup for Airsoft? You can pause anytime you want.
It's a hard question because I have multiple different guns.
Okay, so what about this current one that you've picked stands out to you? What about it, you say?
It's HPA.
For those of you that don't know what HPA is, HPA stands for High Pressured Airsoft. Carlos has built something quite special. His HPA unit is not just a CGS stock. His HPA unit is also got a tap for the bottom, so he can run a tank and line on his gun. This is kind of cool because he's actually got a, what would you call it, a Y bridge or a Y...
It's like a multi-valve. It's a two-air system. Or...
It's science, guys. It's science.
So it allows you to have an air system coming from here, so like an HPA tank to line, to go operating the jack system, so I could use it that way.
Oh, operate your jack system.
Plug the line, and you hop into the CGS stock. You throw a CO2 cartridge in there, which there is one in there, and you use that. Yeah, it's versatile. I like the way it is, and it's my toy.
I'll just ask you some questions as we go along.
Send it.
So what I've noticed is you got quite a lengthy rail on here.
So I was going for looks, sorta.
For looks. Okay.
I like a nice little DMR, and I initially thought that this length was a good DMR length, but honestly, this length is just a good rifle length because the way I operate my weapon, I mean, I could throw a normal optic on there and it would run perfectly fine. But, like, this is my sort of DMR platform, if you would say. I enjoy it. I just wanted to get as much range as I could get out of it. So there's a tight bore barrel into it. So just trying to maximize the amount of range I could get with it.
Yeah, so I know you're kind of addicted to modifying your guns. You're not so much about the model of the gun or it's kind of in between.
So
right?
It depends. Like it depends on the weapon system. Like I need something that's modular, like an M4, or a variant. I have my ACR also right here, so you guys could tell. Sort of the same length. I usually have the same foregrip on there, but it's more of a rifleman's shorter kind of build. But I mean, I vary between what I want to use. Sometimes I'll run my MP7. I mean, it all depends. I like heavily modifying everything. Like in this, there's a gate tighten, a tight bore, new bucking.
Yeah, it's pretty common for every time this child buys a new gun, it's usually... Yeah, I'm going to call you a child.
Okay.
It's usually like within the first week or with the ACR 30 minutes that he goes,
no,
listen...
that was the 249.
It was the 249 that he goes, we need to upgrade it and we need to put something different in it. He can never leave anything stock. He has to be the best performance.
Hold on. The 249... I already pre-bought all of the upgraded material, so
ahead of time to upgrade it.
So when it all came in all together, it was just immediate go, go, go. It is no longer the same either, but that gun doesn't see the light of day because it doesn't like us.
Yeah, so after we did the modifications to your 249, how long did that last?
So it lasted the first time a day, and then we stripped a piston. And then we changed the piston out, and then it was having a severe feeding issue, and that's what we're at right now. Severe feeding issue. I've had it for, I think, a year.
I'd say about a year, yeah.
And so that's also partially why I'm completely done with AEGs, and I just want an HPA or gas blowback everything.
James, what about you? Do you have any questions for Carlos concerning his build and what he does about it?
No, I think every player is unique in what they decide they want. out of their build. Carlos has decided that he wants to make his own unique build every time he buys a new rifle, and you know what? That's how some players are, and that's totally okay.
He likes to be
we don't judge here.
We appreciate special butterflies here on DRZ. All right, so we're gonna go down the line. We're gonna talk about James's personal setup. James unfortunately forgot his rifle for tonight's video, so he's borrowing one of mine. Is an example for what he runs on his own rifle, because we actually run a very similar platform. So James, I'll let you go into it.
So for this video, actually it's for probably the past 6 years now of my airsoft career, I have run nothing but a Scar L. I have not changed my build. My build has been exactly the same for the past 6 years. The only thing that really has changed is the accessories that I put on it.
Didn't you use the 416?
I do have a 416 that has kind of been my backup to my Scar L. My Scar L did at one point have some feeding issues, and I ran the 416 as my primary for a few games while that was being fixed. Now the 416 has feeding issues, so back to the Scar.
They've reversed issues.
They've just reversed the issues.
So, this is a VFC Scar. Now,
correct.
Yours is a G&G?
Correct. Okay. So the model in front of you is a VFC Scar L in FDE. The build that I run is a G&G Scar L. Good luck finding one of those today. But it's a G&G Scar L. It has been modded from the inside out. With that being said, everything on this build is exactly set up as my at-home build for my Scar L. I use a flip mag with an EOTech, so that way I can get variable distance range. Not that it really affects range at all, because it's airsoft. And then I have a PEC just for fun and looks. Now my PEC actually does work both IR and regular laser and light. And then on occasion, if I want a brighter light that the PEC from Amazon can't do,
Gotta love Amazon.
I add a Surefire to that as well for indoor and night games. Besides that, this is an exact replica of the build quality that I would have on my G&G.
So I'm just going to ask some questions. Now, yours has a shorter barrel, correct?
Correct. So my Scar L is the shortened barrel, but I do have a suppressor on there that I actually did just purchase a tracer unit for not too long ago. So that is adjustable. So that's pretty neat. Now, unlike these two over here, I refuse to run HPA. So I have not run HPA at all during my airsoft career. All of my guns are still AEG. My Scar runs a Titan with a tight bore, and I believe we have an SHS piston inside of that to prevent it from stripping again. So
we're not going to talk about it.
Now, I have replaced the motor a few times. Believe it or not, my Scar is so decked out that I have burnt out 3 Lonax A1 motors.
We've gone through motors.
So I'm currently on my 4th Lonax A1 motor. Don't give me any recommendations because everything else is shit.
Yeah, those Lonax motors, they're pretty beastly. I mean, they're expensive. They're like $55 per motor, but you slap a Lonax in just about any build you have, and you instantly increase your power by like 50%. It's pretty scary.
And eat through batteries, though.
They eat through batteries. That's the only downside, and you'll get, I know with the Titans, you might have this issue with yours. Your stock will overheat or wherever the battery is, and it will start to beep, and once it detects your batteries overheating, it will actually cut off your gun.
Yes, so I can attest that is a very common issue if you are running a Titan. It does happen quite a bit, so I actually tend to bring 2, 3, 4 extra batteries out to the field with me. I do tend to run my Scar pretty hard out on the field. I refuse to run it in full auto because it is god-awfully scary. It even makes HPA users cry. So the only thing I ever run on my Scar is semi-auto, and it still gets almost as decent trigger response out of that as the HPA would. So it's pretty comparable.
Mag-wise, do you have any special mags that you run, or just typical mid-caps or high caps?
So I prefer to run mid-caps. I prefer the realism over Maracas. So
it's not much realism in 160 rounds per mag.
Hey.
Well,
fictional.
So, I mean, if we think about it, in airsoft, right, probably, I don't know, 9 out of 10 BBs have the option of missing, whereas in real life, I mean, bullets aren't really going to miss unless you're really bad. It's just a shit shot. So, I mean, let's just pretend that 120 BB rounds is the equivalent of like 30 regular rounds. That's how I always look at it.
I mean, or you could just have...
It's the same principle as like snipers in airsoft. If you play the role as a sniper in airsoft, all the other person has to do is just not call their hit, and then you're shit out of luck. That you've given away your whole position, and then that's why I hate playing the snipers in airsoft. It's completely pointless. So,
digressing back to the topic, magazines I use, I tend to typically stay with G and P mags. For my Scar, now I have transitioned to some Magpul P mags. I found that they work slightly better than the GMPs, but occasionally they do have a fitment issue. So GMP is the tried and true go-to magazine for my G&G Scar.
I'm trying to remember what I use.
GMP.
No.
You used to use GMP.
Are they tan?
And now you use the Banff Emags.
No, I moved to
Emags.
The Magpul? EPMs?
It's still Magpul.
Is it?
Yeah. It's the EPM. They're by Magpul.
The EPM 2s. The one that has like 300 rounds in it.
Yes.
All right. Well, thanks for sharing with us your build, James. I guess we'll move on to my build next.
I guess your build.
Yeah, so, I mean, you could say technically this is one of the builds I actually run myself. You'll see me running the Scar L platform a lot. Different from James's.
There's a mice.
Where?
At the
There's
gray box.
dead ass a mouse. James. Oh my god!
For disclosure, no animals were harmed in the making of this film.
Maybe.
Wow.
We harm ourselves daily.
I didn't do it.
We're moving on to my favorite builds. So I too also like to run the Scar L. The only difference is I run mine with HPA, as you can see here. This is actually my exact setup. I run HPA because of the performance benefit without the risk of having stuff break. It's almost the same exact reason why Carlos runs HPA with his guns. We made that leap not too long ago. We got fed up just working on tech stuff. I mean, I wish I could show you the bags of parts that we have just from all... Yeah, actually, can you grab those? They're on the bottom. Yeah, this is why we kind of made this switch to HPA. So, very similar to James, though, I also like to run a flip magnifier and EOTech combo. I like being able to have the magnification when I need it. It's there, but typically I run it out of the way and I just use the EOTech when I'm aiming, or if I aim. Honestly, in Airsoft, you kind of just eyeball where your BBs go. So let's be real, it's just for looks. It is. It's just for looks.
So,
it's all imagination.
Well, you get so used to your gun that honestly you don't even really need to aim down. It just, you can just point and shoot as you...
Yeah, you're engaging within like 200 feet, so you don't really need the optic to see what you're shooting. I do, however, actually run this PEC unit. I don't know who makes it. I think it was like Matrix or some bullshit, Amazon. It does actually have real IR. So I actually have this PEC unit on the front because I'm probably the only person in our group that has night vision at the current moment. Not that I get out to night games very often. I actually missed like every night game this year. But when I do use my night vision, having the IR is super convenient, surprisingly in Airsoft. Because when you're using night vision, you cannot aim down your sights. It's pretty much impossible unless you have a real EOTech, but all of our EOTechs are fake. So I use my IR to aim and point and shoot, and it does the job. And I also use tracers at night. Yeah, they give you away. You should never really use those at night, but it looks cool when you're under night vision and you can just, you know, shoot people and you see it bounce off of them, and it's so much fun. So it is a lot of fun.
And again, before you haters say anything, it's Airsoft, not real.
All Airsoft. Yeah, everything you see here is fake. This is all fake stuff.
Yeah.
And I'll jump right into the main reason why I love the Scar platform. It kind of... that just fell off. It kind of birthed from Black Ops 2, believe it or not. Some of you remember the gun called the HAMR, or the Hammer.
Oh my god.
That's literally the only reason why I love the Scar L, is because of that game. Playing zombies, dude, that was my go-to gun all the time. So I kind of stuck with it in Airsoft because I was like, yo, I'm going to run that whenever I go to play.
I got a huge issue with the Scar.
Why? What's wrong with it? What is your issue with the Scar? This?
The UGG boot?
The UGG boot of shame?
The stock.
Isn't the ACR stock very similar?
It's very similar, but this is structured better. Or no, not this one.
He said it. He said it.
It's structured much better.
I will admit, ACR stocks are 1,000 times better than the Scar stock.
This is not even shaking.
You're also playing with a toy.
I don't like them.
But I'm gonna put this down because the truth is, the Scar's not actually my favorite gun.
What?
No, this is actually my favorite gun. This is the one I've been using the most. Let me get this spear off of it real quick. Yeah, so this is actually my favorite setup right here. My favorite Airsoft gun that I use. This is the SIG MCX. Some of you remember the video that I did in this a while back. Ever since I did that video, I've basically used this or brought this to every single game. It's got a gate tighten in it now, and it's got also a Lonex motor, as we all basically used to run or still use with our AEGs. I swapped the stock with the MPX that I also have.
Did you?
I did. This does not come with the Airsoft SIG MCX. You got to buy the MPX to get this.
Huh.
So I swapped those out, and I actually like this feel better.
What was your old stock?
The old stock was kind of a tanker style. It's got the two, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
Oh, like an MP7.
Like an MP7.
Oh, yes. Oh, sorry.
Now you're remembering.
Yes,
Now you're getting
yes.
it. But I love this thing. It's a beast on the field. It's got an incredible fire rate. It's super accurate. And the reason why I kind of fell in love with the SIG, I'll be honest, like me, I'm inspired by video games, Modern Warfare. The clearing house mission, when you play, is that what's called clear house? When you go up through the...
Yes.
In the new one?
Yeah, with the night vision in Modern Warfare. So clear house. First time I played that, you start with the MCX in it, and from that mission, I fell in love with the MCX. I was like, dude, I want the airsoft version of this. So I switched to the airsoft version, not really knowing anything about it. Ended up falling in love with the platform. And of course, as you guys know, SIG is becoming very popular in our modern world, so yeah. I've kind of switched over to I'm a SIG boy at this point. My
favorite's the MPX.
I have an MPX, and I do enjoy it.
With that one since Battlefield.
Nice. But I'll run a number of different attachments with this. I'll run either an EOTech with flip magnifier combo, a vertical grip, or no vertical grip at all. Sometimes I just like it bare. Sometimes I have a tracer unit suppressor on here, or just a normal steel tip. All depends on what I'm going for. If it's a night game, it's all loaded out with everything I need. If it's a day game, I try to keep it lightweight and out of the way.
So you build it for your mission?
I build it for my mission. Yeah, I'm the type of person where I don't leave optics on each one of my guns. I swap them between everything based on what I need for whatever I'm playing, right?
This is where we have two different types of players. I have one gun for everything. He has 50 guns for every possible mission that could ever exist.
Go. Oh my god.
Forgot about that one. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh,
man.
Yeah.
Wow.
A gun for every occasion, huh?
Listen, I have issues, okay? Yeah, so I'm a little bit obsessed. I have too many guns, and to be honest, it's hard to pick a favorite. I'd say the MCX is the favorite, but I have an obsession with different platforms. What I love about Airsoft is being able to try different platforms and figure out what is comfortable and what I like. That being said, there's some things that I have here that I've never even played with. There's actually guns that I've never even used. There's stuff that I've worked on and I've completely painted, such as this M14 sitting here. I maybe used it once. It didn't work very well. Anyway, guys, as you can see, I have a hard time trying to figure out what platform I actually prefer the most. Yeah, I'm a gun whore. You're a gear whore. We all know that.
I've slimmed down actually quite a bit. Thank you very much. It's called being engaged.
All right, guys. So thanks for tuning in with this video. This one kind of derailed a little bit. We wanted to cover just basically the platforms that we enjoy when we play and the main guns that we use whenever we play Airsoft. Mostly, this video was just to kind of show you guys that we're still here. It's been a while. It's just we've gotten very carried away with other things outside of life. But we're going to continue to always be there with the Airsoft community. We're always playing games. We're always getting out there. It's just we don't always get content up as often as we used to. We've worked on a few projects this year that never really got completed. We worked on one called Blackout for a little while. There's faith. Our friend Andrew Chaw is still currently working on it. It's just our poor Chaw, he's very busy with school right now, so we might get some other content up in the future. We played a game not too long ago. We also recorded. I'm gonna move. Ready? Go.
There was just confusion about what kind of gun he had. He's got a shotgun.
Oh, fuck you!
Oh, that was loud. So we got a lot of stuff that we've been trying to work through, but we all have full-time jobs, right? It's very difficult, and Airsoft is an imaginary world in which we escape to. So
2 fiancés, 1 girlfriend.
Yeah.
2 dogs.
Payments, bills.
Or 1 cat, 2 dogs, and a rabbit. What?
You got a rabbit?
Zoo.
You're bold.
I am bold, and your beard needs to be pink.
Bold! All right, guys, thank you for tuning in to DRZ Productions. I hope you enjoyed our just derailment of whatever this video was, to be honest. Stay tuned for more videos. I do have a gameplay video in the works coming up pretty soon. And we might be hosting our own games pretty soon, too. So stay tuned for that. If you guys are local within Rochester, I've been in the works and talking with River City Airsoft out of Hamlin. People have been driving out even farther from there. So you guys probably, if you don't know who we are, if you do know who we are, we plan to host our own night games. That's kind of what we kind of want to specialize in. Hopefully, the next time you guys see us, we'll be out on the field and we're going to try to get some games going for you guys. Because we just think that'd be fun. You know, we've been doing this for a while and it'd be nice to just give back to the community. All right, guys, we'll see you later. Have a good day, everyone. Take care of yourselves. Stay safe out there and enjoy that BB LARP.